How much does it cost to live in Sapa, Vietnam? So good morning everybody from Sapa, Vietnam. Let me roughly introduce myself. My name is Nga. I'm a local guide here. So in today's video I'll be telling you how much does it cost to live in general in Vietnam, and especially in Sapa. So stay until the end of the video if this one is for you. Sapa is a very touristy town in the northern part of Vietnam. There are thousands of tourists going to Sapa every day. And the town is very peaceful by itself. And as you can see, it's very beautiful rice field terraces. I'm pretty sure that you have seen this in social media platforms or the other YouTubers or something like that. So last time I got a lot of message and questions from the international tourists who were asking me about how much exactly to live in the northern part of Vietnam, exactly to these places. So in this video I'll be telling you how much does it cost to live monthly in Sapa, Vietnam to be exact. So first thing I want to talk about is accommodation. There are several kind of accommodations that you can choose. So simply you can search on booking.com or something like that if you are a tourist. And if you stay for a month or two, then it depends on how good at negotiation are you. You can contact directly to them through WhatsApp or something and then discuss about the price if you're going to stay for long, like 1 month or two. But I'm not talking about that in this one. So the accommodation that I mentioned is the two very common one. So the first thing is that you can if you want to get a cheap accommodation, you can rent a bed seat or something like that. So the bed seat I used to stay 2 years ago, it was like only about $60 a month. Yeah, you don't hear wrong. Look at the buffaloes. Yeah, you don't hear me wrong. This is only about 60 to $70 a month. And sometimes you can get it cheaper. It depends on the condition of the bed seat, but it's not very spacious, and however it's very clean, and it's very safe as well. If you're a tourist, you don't worry about that. So you also have to pay like less than $1 million Vietnam dong, which is only about $45 for electricity and for the water suppliers. So yeah, it depends, but I assume that you're staying only yourself or maybe one extra person. So there will be 2 people staying in one bed seat, and that's the electricity and the water supplies going to be in general is about will never be more than $1 million a month. So it's $45. So you also got to pay about 100,000 for the internet. So you can share the internet with the other people, but you also can open your own. So the second option is about to stay in some houses like that on the mountainsides. No, I'm just kidding. You also can do that if you are really living like a minimalist style, something like that. But this is inadvisable. Anyway, the second option I am mentioning is a little bit more expensive. Not a lot, not a little bit, is very, very expensive. That is to stay in a condominium. So here's a condominium, you can see it. The condominium is very big and spacious, where you have like a lot of mod cons inside. However, the price of it is normally about 6 to 8 million a month. So this is like double or triple price of the bed seats. So yeah, but the condominium is really spacious, really comfortable. It is you know, you get what you pay for, you know. So every meal in Sapa, if you only have like in a affordable restaurant, then it costs you like 50,000, which is only $2 for one meal. Breakfast, lunch and dinner, you also can have it. But if you want to cook yourself, it's even cheaper. Maybe it costs you less than that. Yeah, you can experience that by yourself. However, you have to spend time to cook and things. So I highly recommend you you know, have the meal outside, because it's, you know, compares to what you're cooking and things and electricity and yeah, things to pay at the end of the month, then in general is almost the same. Okay, and if you really want to experience like a fancy things like that, it costs you a lot. So I have no idea. It depends on what you want to eat. And healthcare and entertainments, you can, you know, spend maybe $100 a month. That is pretty much enough, because in Sapa there isn't any cinema or something, because it's a very small town with like 12 square kilometers and the population is not so big, so we don't have a cinema here. However, you just you know, stroll around when you have time, do a walk like to the village like the other tourists do. So I'm pretty sure that in 2 months you have experience of a local guide in Sapa, just like me. All right. But there are so many of the hidden trails you can experience. So yeah, you can see Sapa town is a mountain town, and you know, there's a lot of trails in here. So in my calculation, in general, it is about $585 to $600 to make it even. And that is, you have a very, you know, fine, everything is fine, very chill. And that is the budget of you know, of a tourist already, because as a local guide, I'm never living with that budget, because you know, my salary in here, the average is very low. It's under always under $450. So I myself and the other people living in Sapa, we all agree that we'll never spend that much money a month. So with the local people, we tend to stay in a bed sit or something like that, and we try to save up money. So for the local people here, we never spend much more than $150 per month with a family of 3 people. So yeah, it depends on what your budget is. You also can choose the condominium options, which is about $200 plus for a month here. Okay, so good luck. And if you find this video is useful, don't forget to like or subscribe. And if you are planning to travel to Vietnam, Sapa especially, don't forget me. Just drop a comment and I will give you the right itinerary. And thank you very much. And if you are curious more about Sapa, watch more videos in here. Thank you. No, in here.